Imagine the world's largest democracy's prime minister is dragged into the court. No, not for any corruption, not for any other illegal act, but for the malpractices into her elections. What will happen? So obviously it would be the darkest day into the history of any democratic country of this globe. And so the very same thing was witnessed by Indians throughout the country in the year 1971. And that's the case that you're watching, Indira Gandhi versus Raj Narayan, that is the 1971, popularly known as the elections to the Prime Minister case, right? So guys, you're watching Study IQ IAS English. My name is Praveen Mishra, and today we are going to discuss about the key parameters of Indira Gandhi versus Raj Narayan, along with how it led to the implementation of national emergency under Article 352, and further, how the very same government of Indira Gandhi led to a very draconian type of an amendment that is known as 39th Constitutional Amendment Act. Okay, same year once again, 1935. So as you can see, the names here that are very, very important in our whole story. Okay, so the starting one, imagine the Prime Minister of the world's largest democracy is dragged into the court, not for any kind of corruption in the government or anything, but yes, for something that is the misuse of state machinery in elections, right? So once again, Indira Gandhi versus Raj Narayan. So basically, Raj Narayan, who was a socialist leader, he was contesting against Indira Gandhi from the seat of Rai Bareli in the year 1971. Though he lost his elections, but he didn't give up. He went to the Honorable Allahabad High Court accusing Mrs. Gandhi of the very first thing. And the accusation is about the misuse of government machinery, basically the officials, the vehicles, and other assets of the government, etc. Second, and the biggest accusation, using government servants in her own campaigning. And finally, the third one, that's about electoral malpractices under the Representations of the People Act 1951. This was the allegations put forward by whom? By Raj Narayan. Against whom? Against Mrs. Indira Gandhi, right? Now, what happened further, specifically during the court proceedings? So as you can see, on 12th of June 1975 exactly, Justice Jagmohan Lal Sinha delivered the historic verdict where Indira Gandhi's elections were declared void. That is, totally cancelled. She was disqualified from contesting any elections for next 6 years, as well as holding any elected office. And yes, this was a political earthquake. An incumbent prime minister of the world's largest democracy was unseated by the judicial verdict. And literally, it was nothing less than a political earthquake. Obviously, Indira Gandhi, she couldn't have, sit silently. So she retaliated. Further, what happens when the head of the government herself loses her legal legitimacy? The opposition led by J.P. Narayan, popularly Jayaprakash Narayan, or the JP movement, called for her resignation. And hence, as a result, a nationwide protest demanding her removal started. And obviously, Indira Gandhi now appealed to the Supreme Court. And exactly 12 days later, that is 24 June 1975, the Honorable Supreme Court, Justice V.R. Krishnan Iyer, gave a conditional stay. It stated that Indira Gandhi could remain in office as the Prime Minister, but could not vote. Remember, could not vote in the Lok Sabha until the case was fully decided. So 12th June 1975, Honorable Allahabad High Court, which just disqualified her, basically unseated her. She challenged the verdict of Allahabad High Court to the Honorable Supreme Court of India, where Justice Iyer, right, said that it's okay, you can remain the Prime Minister, but could not vote in the Lok Sabha. Obviously, this is going to just weaken the position of the incumbent Prime Minister. So this weakened her political authority. And fearing the collapse of her power, Indira Gandhi advised the then President of India, Fakhruddin Ali Ahmed, to declare the national emergency exactly on 12th June 1925, citing the reason that's internal disturbance. And now, once the national emergency was declared, a type of a situation, what as per the news articles and as per the seniors I have heard, it was a situation of ultimate chaos, ultimate anarchism, ultimate barbarism was existing. Anyone was arrested anytime from anywhere without any reasons, right? And so, as you can see, fundamental rights, especially under Article 19 through Article 358 and 359, were suspended. Opposition leaders, they were arrested, and press was absolutely censored, right? So remember, guys, the punchline here. The emergency wasn't just about internal security. It was also about the survival strategy for Mrs. Gandhi against the court verdict. Now, what happened next? The 39th Constitutional Amendment Act. Indira Gandhi government didn't just stop after declaration of the emergency. It wanted to shield the Prime Minister's election itself from any kind of judicial scrutiny. And so came in the 39th Constitutional Amendment Act. Basically, it was now the legislature versus the judiciary, right? So this was basically here, it was Indira Gandhi versus the High Court first and Supreme Court later on, right? Now, if you just have a close attention and focus on the provisions of the 39th Amendment Act, you will see that absolutely it was the clear-cut indication and representation of what is known as the absolute dictatorship. So as you can see, Article 329 capital A was inserted through this 39th Amendment, which says dispute regarding the election of the Prime Minister, President, Vice President, and Speaker would be decided only by a special forum set by Parliament and not by the courts. One thing that might be disturbing you, that sir, Prime Minister isn't it the position who is appointed and not elected? That's true. Prime Minister is the body that is appointed, not elected. But here we are talking about that appointed person who is now the Prime Minister, but was once upon a time elected as a member of Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha, right? So that is why we are mentioning it, election of the Prime Minister, right? So what was stated? That as per Article 329 capital A, any dispute regarding the elections of PM, President, Vice President, or even the Speaker of the Lok Sabha would not be decided by the courts. It would be decided by a forum constituted within the Parliament itself. Courts are absolutely powerless. Now, effectively, judiciary was ousted from reviewing the PM's election or even the position. And now this was the ex post facto law, that is basically the retrospective effect of the law. The amendment validated Indira Gandhi's 1971 elections, even though the High Court, even the Supreme Court declared it void, right? And now, curtailing judicial review. This directly attacked the basic structure doctrine that emerged through the Keshwananda Bharati case of 1973, which said Parliament cannot destroy the fundamental features like judicial review and the rule of law, as in they are what? The basic structure. So through the 39th Constitutional Amendment Act, the then Parliament, led by or represented by the Indira Gandhi government, tried to curtail the basic structure of the Indian Constitution. And so, in simple terms, 39th Amendment Act was Parliament saying the PM is above the courts when it comes in election disputes, right? So you have heard about or read about in detail with regard to the Indira Gandhi versus Raj Narayan case, how it led to the implementation of emergency, and then how the 39th Amendment Act was actually represented by the then legislature, by the then government as well, to just let the judiciary know that Prime Minister would be more powerful. But then judicial response was awaited. And here it is. Supreme Court obviously was not silent. In Indira Gandhi versus Rajnarayan case, the amendment itself was challenged. And Supreme Court struck down the clause 4 of Article 329 capital A, holding that free and fair elections, judicial review, and the rule of law, they are all part of the basic structure of the Constitution, and howsoever Parliament wants cannot go ahead with any kind of such type of legislation. So therein, Supreme Court also mentioned about doctrine of colorable legislation. What can't be done directly should also not be done indirectly. So thus, while Indira Gandhi tried to insulate herself, the judiciary reaffirmed its authority and remained as the guardian of the democracy and so the custodian of the Constitution. Right, everyone? So this is it with regard to the case of Indira Gandhi versus Rajnarayan, how it led to the implementation of emergency and also how it led to the execution of 39th Constitutional Amendment Act of 1975. Right, so guys, it was as short as possible and as detailed as possible. So remember, this is the StudyIQ IAS English platform dedicated for you, okay, in absolute manner to provide you the quality and the quantity of the content. And so will be our resolution plus batches that are about to commence from 20th of September, right? So guys, if you are targeting the examination year of 2026, you want to address yourself as an IAS or IPS of this batch, that is 2026 batch. And so you are quite serious for this dream, for this target of yours. And so you need a proper mentorship, proper reading material, proper study material, everything proper. And so you know it very well when it comes to the prelims to mains to interview. There is one name, StudyIQ. So this resolution plus batches would be providing you with 1,000+ hours of live lectures, access to recorded lectures as well, 18 sets of printed books sent to you at your doorstep, along with teachers' personal class notes that would be shared with you at the end of the session in PDF format. Regardless of all of these things, one more thing that is to be added, okay, that is the test series. Prelims test series, mains test series, interview guidance program. Everything under one single subscription. 75+ tests for your prelims, 15+ tests for your mains, and multiple mock interviews for your personality test as well, that is for your interview as well. And along with this, 1:1 mentorship program, as in the moment you have subscribed, one personal mentor will be assigned to you with whom you can connect anytime and address your issues and ask the proper solution as well as the further things, okay, related to your preparation as well as academics. And the most beautiful part, the very subscription also provides you the prelims residential program along with the mains residential program. The moment you have qualified your the moment you have qualified your prelims, you will be called to Delhi in Rajendra Nagar, the above civil services, where your accommodation will be totally on us. That is, you don't have to pay a single penny, one single rupee. You will be provided with your own personal space to live, okay, with all basic facilities and amenities, and just besides the building where you are residing, where your accommodation is, we have got our StudyIQ offline study center where our great mentors, great teachers with whom you learned online would be present there to teach you and prepare you for your next big examination, that is mains examination. So everything under one single subscription, that is resolution plus batch. Remember, it is commencing from 20th of September and enroll today. We have got multiple subscription plans for you, starting with gold, platinum, and diamond. Okay, so you'll get the maximum discount only if you use this promo code, that is PRV Live. So guys, please use the promo code. What's the name? In bolds and capitals, PRV Live. Okay, and if you have any problem, you can also consult with us on our helpline number that is, right now scrolling at the bottom of your screen. Right, everyone, so thank you so much for joining, and please enroll on or before 20th of September using the code PRV Live to enjoy the maximum possible discount. Okay, everyone, and here we go. Please hit the subscribe button of the channel, and yes, in case you wish to connect with me for my class links, PDFs, quizzes, and so on things, so here is the QR code for the Telegram channel named as Praveen_StudyIQ, and also you can join me on my Instagram, that is Praveen Mishra_2107. But guys, hit the subscribe button and never miss an update from the channel. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Bye bye, good day, take care, see you soon in the next video. Okay, take care. Jai Hind.